Hi Oliver, hi everyone. Now I'm going to talk about my favorite place to go on vacations. 2 years, 3 years ago, I went to Switzerland with this program called Swiss Abroad with my sister. There was like an internship there in Switzerland, so I spent 2 weeks of that month learning French in Bern, and the next 2 weeks I had like spare time to visit the entire country. So it was funny, like a fun fact apart, that in the first 2 weeks, my sister and I didn't like live together. My sister was in another like host family, and I was living with another host family. So my sister lived like 2 blocks next to the building where we had this French class, and I lived 1 hour away from the class. So I had to woke up really early in the morning, but I didn't care about that because the trip in the train was it's awesome. I'm going to talk about that later. So first of all, I love Switzerland because the landscapes are beautiful, beautiful. When I was there, the most like beautiful picture or in my head is I was in the lake in the seaside, and I was drinking a beer. I was in that time I was 16 years old, 17 years old. Legally, I was able to drink just a soft drink, so it was cool. And I was eating like a sandwich that I bought there, and in front of me was the lake, and in and the mountains of Switzerland, the most famous, and it's really beautiful. I visit some mountains there, and I really enjoyed the view, the landscape, and a part of that, the people there in Switzerland was really nice. The culture there is simply beautiful. At the beginning it was like a shock for me because here in Latin America, I'm used to the warm behavior of the people. It is like you can know someone 1 hour ago, and you're like drinking a beer with them, and they can talk about their lives with all the confidence of the world. Well, in most cases, but there in Switzerland, people are more closed, but that doesn't mean that they are not like good people or kind people. So my first host family there that helped me the first 2 weeks, they were really cool. They teach me a lot of things about Switzerland, about the culture, about the history, about the language, because the first 2 weeks I was living in the German part of Switzerland, and the language was kind of hard because I know French, but are in a really low level. But I don't have any clue about anything about of the German language. So they helped me a lot. They helped me to buy things for me and about the transportation. And another thing that I loved about Switzerland was the it's kind of weird about the transportation. The private transportation was really expensive, but the public transportation compared to Ecuador also was expensive, but it was really beautiful to travel by train. There was these trains with two like floors, and you can like buy a coffee or a beer and stay there, drink your coffee, read a book, and enjoy the view. And moving inside the country by train was really amazing. And also another thing that I loved about Switzerland was the fact that if you can take a train, and three or you well to for more information, Switzerland is in the middle of Germany, Italy, French, France, and I don't remember the other country, but it's in the middle of the four countries, and you can go to one side to another side of Switzerland by train, and it's like 4 hours of trip. So I visited the Italian part of Switzerland, I visited the French part, the German part, and the other part, and it's you can notice these different differences in culture. And also in the landscape of each one of these parts in Switzerland. So it's a really beautiful place to visit, and also it's not only for like tourism in the way, in the aspect of seeing the landscape or visit museums or something like that. You can also can have some adventure. There are really tons of options like skydiving in the mountains and snowboard and things like that. So it's a really beautiful place. The people are awesome. The landscape is beautiful. The transportation and the culture is really different from Latin America, but in a good way. So it's a nice place to visit. Thanks.